Alright, so what I'm going to do is show you how to change this grill, the sport mesh grill, for the factory grill. Right now I'm working on trying to get these little clips undone from the bumper cover, which, good luck. That's all I can say is good luck. Alright, I'm down to the last, there's only 4 of the clips down there. I'm down to the last one. I'll show you when I get this thing popped off how hard it is to get down in there, mainly because I have big fingers and they're not made to get in such a tight space. But I can't even find it. Ah, there it is. Is it? No, that's it right there. Alright. These little clips are such a pain. Make sure I didn't break any of them so that way I can reuse them. I can hopefully turn around and sell this. Alright, these little clips right here, you will hurt your fingers trying to do this. But the point is, I was having to basically wedge my finger in there, because you can't get both because you're not strong enough. Wedge your finger in there to get that thing. Now I gotta figure out. Alright, so apparently this piece I need to take off as well. Alright, this instruction manual sucks because they send an instruction manual, but this thing doesn't tell you all the things you should do. We're just going to toss that thing aside. One of the things you should do is this piece right here sits behind the whole grill. This piece sits there, and also is the little deflector for the wind intake, air intake. Pop this thing off, otherwise you can't reach down behind it. It's the same clips that hold this on. So now I need to take this top piece off, which is not mentioned in the manual either, and I need to get that off. But before I do that, I want to show you why. See, these little clips fit into these holes. You got a piece of metal back there, so you're reaching in there trying to pinch these things while you're killing your fingers, trying to reach behind there and do this, because this thing, and it's too shallow a gap for you to be able to get a screwdriver or anything in there to wedge it. I tried. So that's why this is such a pain in the butt, because you're having to do it like this, and you can only really do one at a time, and it's not easy. Oh, and there are 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you do have to reuse them, and the manual does not say that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and guess what? Just like always, I dropped one down into the mud guard, and I gotta find that thing. There's the horn. It's a weak old horn. Let me show you what I'm gonna put in. Alright, so my plan is to run both of these little air horns inside of there. So I gotta see if these will fit. There's a bolt right there that it can hang off of, hoping. It's going to fire right into the metal. I don't know if that'll clear, but if it can hang off this bolt and this one hangs off that bolt, that would be awesome, because I have 2 of them. I have, this one's the Big Bad Max, and that's the Bad Boy. If I could hang it off that bolt, that would be a perfect spot for these things. I found the screw. So apparently this little screw, when it fell down behind the headlight, and there's a little mud water deflector thing underneath, and it was on top of that. What I did is I just went under the car and just started tapping all the loose pieces of plastic where all the plastic sheets are, and I finally found some rattling on top of the sheet, and turned out it was this little screw. And yes, you do need this little screw. So now I'm going to start putting it back together, but first I'm going to take that emblem off. Now the easy way to do this would be to undo these screws and pull this off, and then you can easily access the screws that hold this emblem on. But that's easy, and I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm going to sit my happy butt down in front of this, because fortunately they are screws, but they also have a nut end on them. So I'm going to use the needle nose and undo it using the needle nose. Maybe. There's barely a finger's width between this plastic piece and the head of that screw. And it's behind, it's roughly there, behind this. So, it does come off easily. Correction, it does come off. Fine, I'll do it the hard way. I'll do it the time-consuming way, because I can't get the needle nose in there. Screwdriver. Now, make sure you don't lose these screws. That screwdriver's too big. Need a smaller screwdriver. And what I'm going to do is take all of these screws, put them in the box it came in. Apparently I locked the car. Alright, now you can have it. Apparently that piece holds the grill on. So now you can see, wow, that's unexpected. So what I'm going to do is just take my screwdriver and undo these screws here. Okay, let's just do that. And we'll do this. And voila, the emblem is detached. I will reattach so these pieces don't get lost. Not that I care, because I don't want to use it. And when you're dealing with plastic, make sure you don't cross thread. So make sure you get, there we go. If you ever feel tension and you're just starting, then back it out and try again. Alright, let's put this bad boy back together. Probably doesn't matter. It should only go on one way, just as this should only go on one way. Ta-da! Put screws back in. 11. Start with 11. You should finish with 11. Now, let's dry fit. See how it looks. Now I'm going to dry fit the horn to see if that'll even fit. Alright, so if I put this here, I can tell that there is not going to be enough room, because this plastic piece right here, I have to shave this down to clear the horn. The compressor will fit on the inside. That's, if I use that bolt, that's basically where it would be, and it would conflict. They would hit. Alright, so maybe not that spot. I figured out a spot. There is a spot if I fabricated a bracket down here behind the bumper, in between the radiator. It would have to go low, so it would be roughly at this height for the two horns. that is a possibility, but that means if I have to work on them or replace them or anything like that, they'd be very difficult to get to. So I'm going to explore other options. Until then, we'll go ahead and put this piece back on. I just figured out something else. Oh, and this is going to be a pain in the... Oh man, this is going to suck. Okay, so what I just learned is that this black piece right here, it sticks out and it blocks the gap that you have from the factory unit. So you can't get your fingers in there to pull this thing back out. So to pull this thing back off, once it's installed, you're gonna have to take the whole bumper cover off. Because there's the back of the black piece, which is right there. And you can see it sticks out that far, and there's only, that's gonna, I feel sorry for having to pull this thing back off. Let's see if I can get this thing to snap in place. It doesn't want to snap in place. Why? Why are you not wanting to snap in place? That may be a good thing. I may just leave it. Just put the screws in and say. Alright, so this black piece is proving difficult to get to the screws also. Where are the screw holes? Oh man. Screw hole is here, and this whole piece blocks it, so it's hard to get to. Alright, the 4 screws are back in. Now I'm going to reinstall this piece that goes behind it. And this fits in there. Behind it. Behind it like that. Alright, so that uses these big pieces. So I'm going to fit these in to their locations. And I'll push the tabs down. Snap the tabs back into place. Now that's in there. Now I need to put these back in. You do have 2 big ones for the outside that locks this corner piece into place. Now I did not snap these bottom pieces in because it was just too much of a pain. Small ones go in here. There. Now it's back in there as it should be. There's the sport mesh grill. Just pull it off. Oh no! The adhesive is coming loose. Make sure the adhesive comes off with your weather stripping. Because right there it didn't. Get this piece back on. Now it's loose there because that's where the weather stripping tore off and stayed onto the old unit, the original unit. Ta-da! And this is a Crosstrek, 2015 Crosstrek. It may be different for different years, I don't know. It should all be the same. But if you're wanting to do your Impreza, it's the same thing. That's it. I'm cleaning up and going inside now.